So here is a meteorologist explaining to us what's the difference between sleet and hail. They are both frozen forms of precipitation, but they form very differently, and we get them in different times of the year. So after you watch this video, we'll see if you know the difference. Maybe you can ask your parents or someone else in your family, do they know the difference between sleet and hail? So here we go. Let's find out.
Also have to forecast in 3 dimensions. We also have to forecast a column of air. And this blue column, for example, is a column of air all below 32 degrees. So when snow falls, it falls and reaches the ground. That's when we would get accumulations of all snow. So when we forecast 3 to 6 inches of snow, we see that the entire column of air above us is supportive of snowfall. But if there happens to be one layer of that atmosphere that happens to be above 32 degrees, what happens, snow falls, it hits that layer, it melts, but there may be a layer right along the lower atmosphere that allows that rain to refreeze, and that's how we get sleet. So that's sleet. That is a wintertime phenomenon. What we also have is we have hail. Hail, once again, a frozen type of precipitation, but this is in the summertime. We have a strong updraft that really brings water molecules really high in the atmosphere. You're talking 6 or 7 miles in the atmosphere. And by then, these water droplets are frozen. And what you see is frozen molecules collect some of these other raindrops, start to get a little bit bigger, and gravity takes hold, and it drops that hailstone. And these hailstones can do a few of these different cycles, so that's what gets them really, really big. And by the time gravity takes hold, that falls as hail. A little bit different than sleet. One is in the summer and one is in the winter. And one cool thing about hail is you can actually slice it open, and the amount of times it actually makes it up and down within a storm, you can count the number of rings, almost like a tree that you would cut down.
So here's a video that shows you a large hailstorm, and you can hear how loud it is when the large baseball size hail hits. The child said it's snowing, but that's not snow, that's hail. And you can imagine that it can put a dent in your car, so it can do some damage. And of course you would want to stay inside if there was a hailstorm. Look how loud that is. So you get to match the types of precipitation in this slideshow. So you'll just drag the picture to the correct word. Now, what makes a difference in the type of precipitation that we get is all about the temperature, how hot or cold the air is. So how we measure the temperature is with a thermometer. Now, in this country, we usually use the Fahrenheit scale. You know how in the classroom when we're measuring length, we can use inches or centimeters. So when we're measuring the temperature on a thermometer, we can use Fahrenheit or Celsius. And you see that freezing is 32 degrees. That's when we can have ice. 85 degrees would be time to go to the beach or the swimming pool because it's very, very hot. But 212 degrees Fahrenheit is boiling water. That's the boiling point of water when you get steam. So that could definitely burn you if you've got boiling water on the stove. So you know that's very hot. And 50 degrees Fahrenheit is just a fall chilly day where you might need a light jacket. So this is something that helps us remember temperature. 90 degrees is pretty hot. 70 degrees is pleasing. 50 degrees is getting cold. And 32 degrees is freezing. Can you say that? So if you would like to now, you can, on a piece of paper, draw your thermometer. You see that a thermometer goes in increments of 10. You can draw your thermometer, draw and color in the red to show the temperature. You see this is showing 60 degrees. So it's a nice day. She's got a little bit of a sleeve on, so she's not chilly, not quite a hot day yet, pretty comfortable. This is a 50-degree day that this child did. Here, the sun is shining and it's 90 degrees. And I bet this hat is to keep the child from getting a sunburn or being too hot. And then here, look, it's 20 degrees. Of course, you have to have your hat and your earmuffs when it's 20 degrees because that is below freezing. So enjoy